Well, we always say retirement is a journey, one that you shouldn't have to navigate solo. So that is why every week here on The Right Path to Retirement, we turn to financial advisor Jimmy Lynn, certified financial planner and the founder of Right Path Wealth Management right here in Las Vegas. So for those who feel like they're behind, I think it's reassuring to know that they're not alone with where they are on their savings journey, Jimmy, and that there are strategies to help make the most of what you have. And that is where the professionals come in to help you. But I feel like a lot of people still maybe turn to the internet for advice first, especially in this day and age. And one thing that caught my attention recently was Google's list of top searches for 2025. I always find these lists fascinating and what people are searching for that year. And one of the big retirement related searches last year was something called Social Security bridging. So Jimmy, that tells me that people are curious about it, maybe even a little confused. So I'm wondering if you can talk to us about what Social Security bridging is and who can benefit from it. Who is this for?
Yeah, Social Security bridging is something we use all the time at our office, very underutilized. But essentially what it is when we all know, we'll break down kind of the general rules of Social Security. But if you qualify for Social Security, you can typically qualify at the age of 62. But if you file at age 62 and you start getting those paychecks, that is actually, you're getting 30% less than if you would waiting till your full retirement age, which for many is oftentimes age 67. So what we talk to people about is, yeah, you can take your Social Security at age 62, but is that the most optimal plan for you? Because every month that you wait up to age 67, your benefit amount increase. And then even if you wait longer till age 70, every year you delay past your full retirement age, you get an 8% increase until age 70. So it's really determining when should I file for Social Security. And if I don't file for Social Security, well, Casey, they still got to pay the bills. They still want to travel and enjoy their life. So if they're retired, but they don't turn on that Social Security yet, how are we going to bridge that gap? And that's essentially what Social Security bridging is figuring out, does it make sense to, if I do want to retire earlier than my full retirement age, how do I still pay my bills and just live my lifestyle without sacrificing anything? And so I think this is a very important concept for a lot of our clients, because being able to delay Social Security, Social Security is the largest pension that exists in this country. I still think I have a lot of confidence in Social Security, even though they do need to do a lot of work. Otherwise, benefits are going to change. I think that work is going to be done. But the primary reason, I'll tell you, Casey, why a lot of my clients decide to delay Social Security is actually for something that's not often talked about. It's called planning for the survivor. So if you're a married couple, when one of you passes away, somebody's Social Security is going away. So there is going to be a reduction in income when one of the spouses passes away. So sometimes what we encourage our clients to do is the higher earner who's going to have the higher Social Security benefit amount, we encourage them to delay till age 70, because now they've maxed out their Social Security benefit amount. And so if one of the spouses passes away, they know they've maxed out one of the benefits. But you got to create a bridge. You got to be able to pay for your lifestyle in between that. But that's a lot of what we do in our office is we help create that income plan in order to make sure they can bridge that gap so that the surviving spouse still has enough to live off of and is really maxing out that benefit. But that's a concept of bridging, is really just being able to delay that Social Security and figuring out how you're going to fill that gap in between.
Okay, so it sounds like it's not just about timing, it's about creating that flexibility. So I'm thinking if somebody has the right resources, they could combine that approach with other strategies to make their plan even stronger. So can you talk to us about if bridging can be combined with things like Roth conversions or even maybe part-time work to create a more flexible retirement plan for one of your clients?
Yeah, well, for sure. You actually took the words out of my mouth. Is one of the huge benefits to delaying your Social Security is that you are reducing your income. So that's income that you're reporting to the IRS. So what we're doing with a lot of our clients is, because we've created a lower income stream that we're reporting to the IRS, we are proactively doing Roth conversions. What we're doing is we're taking money from a 401k or a traditional IRA that we're going to owe taxes on, and we're going to convert the amount that makes sense from that retirement account into a Roth IRA. Now, we're going to pay taxes that year, but remember, because we're not taking our Social Security, our income is lower. So we're just going to create a little bit of income to move some of that money into that tax-free bucket without triggering high income. So if you do this over several years, you're able to exit out of that tax-deferred account that we call a tax bomb and take advantage of your lower income instead of just letting it go to waste. Because if you have lower income and you're not filling it up to get that lower tax rate, you're kind of wasting those years where you are bridging that gap. So that's something that we proactively do. That's one of the top strategies that we do. So if there's any confusion about that, this is what we talk about in our complimentary phone call. So give us a call, 702-744-8344. You can tell this is a little bit confusing. There's some moving parts, but we'll clarify a lot of this on the phone call.
702-744-8344. Jimmy and his team can help you look at all of your options to help you build that plan that works for whatever your specific situation may be. So let's take some action now. 702-744-8344. We'll find you that next convenient time on the calendar for your complimentary retirement consultation directly with Jimmy. 702-744-8344 or online as well. rightpathwm.com is the website. So our conversation so far today, Jimmy, really shows just how planning ahead can make a big difference over the long haul. And that idea of longevity and making it last has made me think of somebody who has been around for decades in her career, and she's really created longevity for herself, Dolly Parton. And she is about to hit 80 years old this month. So I think that makes listening to what Dolly has to say very important for us.
Everybody said, well, you're 80 years old. You're going to be 80 years old. I said, well, so what? Look at all I've done in 80 years. I just feel like I'm just getting started. I know that sounds stupid, but I think there's a lot to be said about age. If you allow yourself to get old, you will. And people say, well, how come you don't seem to get old? I said, because I ain't got time to get old. I ain't got time to dwell on that. That's not what I'm thinking about. I think, what? They're going to celebrate me being 80? You know, not that anybody would want to celebrate that. So I don't know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. New things will come. And whatever comes, I'll give it my best.
Dolly is so inspiring to me. I love her. And I think a great example that for many, retirement could last just as long as their working years. So I'm curious, Jimmy, how we can look at this from a retirement perspective and how you design a plan for your clients that can last, 30 to 40 years instead of the typical 20-year retirement plan that maybe we're used to in the past. Times have changed, right?
Casey, that clip actually just reminded me of something that one of my clients said to me that really blew my mind. He and his wife, they're not too old. They're in their mid 60s, but they're retired. Mm-hmm. And he just likes to do a lot of exercise in his garden. He says he walks around with kettlebells back and forth, and he does a lot of gardening to keep fit. And then he also just lifts weights. And I was telling him how impressed I was with what he's doing. And he just said, don't let the old man in.
Oh.
Right. So if you don't stay active, have that youthful mindset, then like Dolly said, you're going to by nature deteriorate. I mean, there are sad studies that say that many people, once they retire, within 5 years, they pass away. And it's just because they haven't adjusted to that new lifestyle. Maybe they've lost some purpose and they haven't been able to kind of stay youthful, and what they did is essentially let that old man in. So that just rings true for a lot of people. And I think that it's a combination, right? It's about planning your retirement, your lifestyle. I think that is equally important to the numbers. Now, I always tell people, that's my client's job. You got to figure out what your lifestyle is. We got to make sure that we give you the confidence to live your lifestyle and to fund your lifestyle. So it's a combination of the two. But yeah, being able to plan for longevity just means it's creating buckets, really. It's creating buckets for different phases of your life. And those different buckets are going to serve different purposes. There's going to be different growth strategies and income strategies for those buckets. And there's going to be also different tax strategies for those buckets. But all of these creating of buckets really just comes down to creating a plan. You have to have a plan for your lifestyle and for your finances. And if you have those two kind of dialed in, I think that you can live a really long retirement and a joyful retirement.
If you are looking to build a plan that's going to last as long as you do, that is exactly where Jimmy and his team come in. So if you've been listening to us today, you're thinking you want to take control, you want to get that plan set in place, I encourage you to give us a call, 702-744-8344. 8344 is how you reach us. The sooner you start planning, the more confident you will feel about the future. 702-744-8344 is that number for you again. Jimmy and the team are here to help you build a plan that's going to be in it for the long haul. So do not wait. Let's take that first step for you today. 702-744-8344. Or if online is an easier route for you, rightpathwm.com is there for you. Click on the Contact Us tab at the top right, fill out your info, and a Right Path teammate will reach out directly to you to get connected. So one last time, how to get in touch, 702-744-8344 or rightpathwm.com. That is going to do it for us this week. We will be back next week, same time, same place, with more great insight from certified financial planner Jimmy Lynn here on the Right Path to Retirement. Take care.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Right Path Wealth Management. Right Path Wealth Management is also an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Right Path Wealth Management are not subject to investment advisory requirements. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. Any reference to the protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing carrier. This radio podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It's not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decision, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. Right Path Wealth Management is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during the show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Right Path Wealth Management.
Market Guard is a firm that provides investment signals as well as portfolio allocation recommendations, wide variety of model portfolios. Market Guard does not offer advice or enter into fiduciary relationships.